what fox tastes like, and she's like, she said something about it was pretty lewd. It was pretty lewd. I wonder how he'll solve the challenge set before him. Well, I wonder too. Really? Hold on. Okay, I'm still streaming though. Anyways. I found Machiko and Maiko talking near the steps, leading back into the forest. The girls looked like they were playing a game similar to hopscotch on the Wyatt Shrine steps. It was time for me to figure out how to convince the girls. Ah, Takakun. Is everything alright? You look worried. Suguri told me something interesting. Yeah, it was very lewd. Oh, what was it? Did she tell you One-sama's bust size? Maiko! Owie! No, nothing like that. And even if she offered to, I would have said no. I'm a gentleman after all. She told me she told me something about recent events. And I think I found a way to get you both accepted by the village. Wait, what? Did she tell you? Oh, what did she tell you? She has not told us a thing. Thanks, Ab. She didn't go into too many details. She just told me that some wild spirits had caused a lot of trouble for the villagers and gave you guys a bad reputation. If we can convince the villagers that the other spirits are just playing, maybe we can figure out a way to protect them. And if you show up to help, maybe they'll warm up to you. Yay! That'll work for sure. Suchan and Takani are so smart. Whoa, wait. Michael, calm down. Takakun, there's no way the villagers will accept us that easily. Even if we convince their elder, the two guards will never forgive us for our deaths. I firmly believe that it's better to try something and fail than to regret not having tried. I mean, those girls will probably be upset, but maybe they would be more willing to listen to your story if we were to save the village. It's better to try something and fail than not regretting having tried. Well, but won't you be sad if you fail despite having tried so hard? I'm glad you like it, EMP. Well, it won't only hurt if I fail. Nothing is ever set in stone, so it never hurts to try. While I was rather certain this idea would work, I knew I first had to convince the girls. With the amount of confidence my tone carried, I was hopeful that it was only a matter of time before Machiko would begin to consider it. I'm not sure, Takakun. Do you really want to face the wrath of Mio head-on? If it's for the sake of my friends, sure. And if we're lucky, she'll finally show that dere side of her. I'm up for it. I want to play with the people in the village. I want to be able to eat the delicious smelling foods and learn all about them. What about you, Machiko-chan? Machiko-san? Don't you want to be able to walk around without the constant fear of being chased down by angry villagers? This could be the only chance we have. Humph. I suppose. Boop. I suppose with both of you being so enthusiastic, I do not have much of a choice in the matter. It would be nice to be able to buy some sake from the human world. Spirit sake is rather bland. That's spirit. We should hurry to the village then. Very well, Takakun. Meanwhile, in the village. Oopsies. The two guards, who had just returned from patrolling the area, found their village in an uproar. Chaos reigned supreme as villagers fled their homes, screaming about some monster that had appeared at the marketplace. Armed with their weapons, the two rushed off to deal with the threat. Another attack so soon? First, this crafty foxes and crooks sneak in. The crafty fox crooks sneak in twice. And now this? Hikage, report. What is it this time? Several shop owners report seeing the same girl enter the shops, take the food, and eat it without pain. Afterwards, she seemed to turn see-through and melt away. Game Grumps, what? Azek, please. Give me a moment. I'm gonna turn on my light. My lamp. It's too dark in here. Oh yeah. Oof. Hold on. Let me see how this looks on screen. Oh yeah, it looks fine. Okay, never mind. Anyways. Melt away. She was reported nearby, but... Steam train. But Hi, Helios. One. Yeah, we saw many great plots already. One? How can one girl cause this much havoc? Those useless guardsmen. Hikage, come with me. We will deal with this one girl ourselves. I don't know if I can. What do you mean? Oh, a spirit. Right, Narumi. I need you to ensure that no one gets near. I'm trusting you with this. Much to the relief of Narumi, the katana-wielding girl approached the nearby shop, which had a crowd of people gathered around it. Devious monster, show yourself this instant. Surrender yourself, and I might let you go free. However, the moment she tried to enter the building, a large pink mass surged outwards, knocking her back onto the ground. Mio! In the shadow of a nearby building, a figure could be seen rustling about. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a girl, seemingly occupied downing several bottles of sake before she dropped them and turned to look at the person who had interrupted her. When she finally moved into the light, it became clear she wasn't a villager, but a girl covered in slime from head to toe. Ooh. Oh wow. She's covered in slime? Oh, she has pink hair, she's so cute! I spilled that juicy drink because you surprised me. Now I'm sad. What the? Maybe I should... Hold on, maybe we should do that. There. What the? Ooh, what are you setting up though? Is it still with your computer? Or stuff? What the? Oh, let me get this back here. You're not welcome here, spirits. You have caused chaos. You're not tasty drink, as you said. It was not yours. You're a thief and a nuisance. Leave immediately. I am not a thief. And what is nuisance? You just try and act all smarty pants because I don't know those fancy words. Typical. It means you're a bother. You don't belong here. The best girl so far is, I think, Machiko. Machiko is definitely the best. Ooh, awesome. That's hype. I look. I'm so excited to watch the stream. Where do you stream though? Liar. Oh, only console games. Interesting. Oh yeah, liar. The forest is my home, and this place is part of the forest. Therefore, I am not a thief. Everything in the forest belongs to me and my sisters, including you. Hi, Clyde. What do you mean? Don't try anything funny, spirits. I've fought against your kind before, and I still stand strongly here. Hikage, evacuate the people. Seems like the young girl wants to play. Do not belittle my ability to defend this village. Ha! The girl lunged forward with a katana drawn and slashed through the spirit's body. However, the part that was sliced through sealed up almost as quickly, rendering the attack completely ineffective. Mio, this one, I like her too. This is the little... Yo. That tickles. With the sword stuck inside the slime girl's body, the spirit quickly lashed forward, spraying several jets of slimy substance at the female guard, who soon discovered that her clothes began to melt away. Oh my. Let's see how confident you are without your sword. And clothes. Humming the last part with humming the last part with childish playfulness, the slime girl pushed the swordswoman down onto the grass. The slime that had been splattered onto her started to harden, causing her to stick to the ground. Oh, do it already. Ah, what the? Let me go, cheater, devious fiend. Heh. You're the one who tried to use the sword against me. Don't you know that girls like me can easily avoid such things? Besides, this way I can continue eating in peace. Now be a good girl and stay here while I grab some more yummies. Never. I will not rest until you have been vanquished. Damn you. It's useless. Once my slime hardens, a puny human like you won't be able to break out of it, especially one who is powerless without a sharp stick. I assure you, I am more than just a monkey with a sharp stick. You will never break my stamina. You will not make me silent. Arg! Mio struggled, clenching her fists in an effort to try and free herself. The slime cracked here and there, but nothing indicated that it was ready to yield. Yes, you're a stuck monkey, but you're kind of loud. It's giving me a headache. The slime girl playfully tapped her forehead as Mio continued her desperate attempts to break free. Just answer me this. Why do you spirits target us? You can go anywhere. You can spend your days hidden deep within your forest, and yet you constantly attack us. Constantly throw your lives around like they were nothing. But the forest is boring. There isn't anyone around to play with aside from my sisters. You humans are such a curious bunch. But it's no fun when you all raise your swords, torches, and pitchforks whenever we visit. You know what else isn't fun? Having to rebuild your homes every time you visit. We don't want our lives ruined every time you feeling bored and wish to play. We are not toys, you monster. We're humans, proud and wise. Strong beings with souls and minds. We will not stand by idly as you terrorize our people. I am not too sure about pride and strength. You do realize, if it wasn't for my slime, you'll be giving the villagers a show if they wouldn't soon forget, don't you? That's not... You're the one who... My clothes aren't... That's not important right now. If it wasn't for this goo... I would still have my clothes on. Fiend! Monster! Bratty little thing! Oh, so you want me to remove my slime? I guess you're kind of annoying with your nagging and all. I guess I need to punish you a bit. The slime girl smiled mischievously at Mio as the slime that covered the girl started to compress, and painfully so. Oh no. Ah! This is nothing compared to what this village has had to endure. I only came by to get some yummies. You're the one who decided to make a show out of it. You took from many shops without paying for it. Actually, maybe I should wrap you up in a cocoon and drag you back to my home. Then I won't have to visit the village to play with someone. If that's what it takes. I would do anything to protect the village and the people in it. If you promised me that you would not return to the village, then you're not exactly in any position to make demands. Stop! You can't go in there! There! Miko-chan, use your magic. Right! The sound of running footsteps came from the crowd. Suddenly, the slime girl felt her body growing warmer. A small flame sparks seemingly float around her body, causing her body to slowly melt. At the same time, from amidst the crowd, 3 figures appeared to keep the slime girl from her prey. 2 fox spirits, one muttering an incantation of sorts, while the other was holding some sort of ritualistic staff. Trailing behind them was a Naginata wielding guard, accompanied by a young man. Please, Narumi-san, we're trying to help. We don't want to stop you. Oh, I don't want to have to stop you. She's getting hot. If you think you can save Mio, then okay, just know that if any funny business goes down, I will chop your head off, your head clean off. Alright. I hope the girls know what they're doing. See, this is the girl for me. Look at her tail. Oh, she's so cute. Sakura, what are you doing here? You! Fox! Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. While the slime girl was being distracted by the fox spirits, I ran over to Mio's side, using all my strength to help pull out the slime that covered her. However, all I seemed to manage was a slight tear. Freeing the girl was clearly going to take a while. They're here to help, so use your energy for something useful, like getting rid of this damn slime. Oh, look at this. Ah, Machiko. Here you come to play as well. Please, tell your sister to stop her spell. It feels rather tingly. Maiko, keep up the good work. No, Sakura. I'm not come to play. You're a fool. A bubble-brained moron. Why are you harassing the villagers? If you wanted food, you know you could have come around... you know you could have come to the mansion. There you go. Meanie, Machiko. You can't tell me what to do. Not to mention, the food from the village is tastier than the fruit at your place. Besides, I just wanted to play with them a bit. But then they started screaming, and this monkey girl with a sharp stick tried to scare me away. I will not stand for these insults. Just you wait until I'm free. Oh, Nia-sama! The spell is almost done. If I keep going on, it might... Just a little more. Little one, just a little more, little one. Sakura, I do not wish for this to end this way. You know what will happen? Maiko's spell is allowed to continue. You might get stuck in your midget form, for a long time, and I'm certain you do not want that. Is Harem still going? Yes, Choga, welcome back. Leave this village, please. You're gonna melt me? That's unfair. My sisters won't be happy to hear. Machiko and Maiko sided with us silly humans, when all we're doing is having some fun. I'll be back. And with those words, the slime girl melted into a pool of water and soon disappeared from sight. Oh. Jeez. Once the slime girl disappeared from the village, I succeeded in tearing off the slime that covered Mio. However, as the slime shattered into millions of tiny pieces, Mio was left without any form of cover, causing me to quickly cover my eyes. No. There hasn't been boning so far. Don't you dare look at me! Scrambling to her feet, the girl rushed away, most likely in search of a change of clothes. With the slime girl gone, the villagers turned towards the fox spirits with confused gazes. The tension in the air was thick. No one knew what to expect. Finally, a familiar figure emerged from within the crowd. It's a pleasure to finally meet you again, Takahiro-kun. Even if the circumstances could have been better. What are you saying, Elder? That man is clearly in cahoots with the spirits. dank demon souls, really? Oh, ramen sounds good right now. Wait a second. These girls just wanted to help. Oh, Nia-sama. My head hurts. It's okay, dear. I'm here. Just hold on to me tightly. I'll protect you, and so will Taku-kun. It's a trap! Silence! How dare you act with such hostility towards those who just saved your lives? Master Splinter. No. The crowd seemed rather startled by the firmness in the old man's voice, but soon obeyed. Some of them feeling rather ashamed of all of a sudden. It is clear that you and your companions did not come here with ill intentions. Takeru-kun, I must ask you to forgive the people for their nervousness and hostility. As you have most likely noticed, contact between spirits and humans has been rather problematic at best. I understand the concern, but will you at least hear me out? Oh, wait. Yeah, whatever. Very well. If that is what you desire, then it will be the least we can do for those who have helped save the village upon this day. However, let us wait for the chief to return. I believe it will be important for her to hear what you have to say. I'll go find her, Oji-sama. Feeling grateful that the elder had granted me the chance to carry out my plan, we waited for Mio to return. Thankfully, the elder brought us somewhere private where Machiko could tend to Maiko, without the villagers looking on in contempt. How many times do I have to say it? I am sorry. I froze, okay? I panicked. Your sword is stronger than my Naginata. What was I even going to accomplish by... That isn't acceptable. I will reprimand... What are those creatures doing here? Elder-sama. This is highly unorthodox. Highly unorthodox. Oh, look at this. Shh. Shush. Miko-chan. These are our villagers. Oh wait, not villagers. These are our guests. Tsukino Dono. You shall treat them with the respect they deserve. Now take a seat and listen to their tale. That is an order. Yeah, I hope you guys... I don't know, what is it? You guys have been getting pretty sick lately. Or are still sick. I don't know. But I hope you guys feel better. I understand, Elder-sama. Here it is, I know! First and foremost, let me express my gratitude for her helping save this village. The slime girl went away. She melted, and then she ran away. She was getting too hot. While Tsukino Dono's brave attempt to stop the spirit allowed us to prevent further damage, I fear that her fate would have been much worse had the spirit had been allowed to continue its rampage. Therefore, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for saving Tsukino Dono in this village, Takeru-kun. And you as well, fox spirits. No problem. Su-chan told us to do it. Besides, Sakura's stupid, smelly mini pants. We humbly accept your gratitude, Elder-sama. Naruhi-chan. Tsukino Dono. Oh, I like too many all at once. Thank you. Thank you, Maiko-san. Machiko-san. You really helped us out there. You got more guts than me. That girl had me terrified. Have you not considered that we might be working together with that monster? And... they might be together with that monster. And that this is all just a ruse to sneak into the village and steal what little resources we have left? The elder sighed before his gaze sharpened, his tone surprisingly stern in comparison to how he had just been talking. His voice was so harsh that both girls visibly flinched at the sound of it. Mio, you seem to be understanding the power of these spirits. If those three had joined forces, there would be possibly have been no village left to defend. The man sighed deeply, shaking his head before continuing. You should be grateful. We would not stand a chance if all spirits were to conspire against us. Do I need to remind you that we can barely stand on our ground against even one of them? Elder-sama, you must understand. Due to my situation, I cannot pretend to be friends with the spirits. Not after everything they have done to us. But for now, I will at least remain silent on the matter. There's more at stake here than my personal feud. Know this, Fox Spirits. If I find either of you doing anything suspicious, I will personally find out whether my sword goes through you as ineffectively as it did that monster. There should be no talk of such things within this house. Now, Takahiro-kun, you mentioned you wanted to tell us something. Could it be related to your young companion's comments? I find it curious to hear it mention the name of an old spirit such as Suyuri. Actually, what I'm about to tell is something I learned directly from her. Oh. You mean, you met her in person? I nodded my head firmly. There's a reason behind the spirit's attitude towards humans. And doesn't it strike you as odd that there are only spirits in this particular area? It's true that there's... Oh, wait, yeah. It's true that there's been no spirit sightings outside this region. But what does that have to do with us? It has something to do with this region. Apparently, you see, the spirits here aren't from this world. You mean to say... Taka-kun, what are you saying? We are spirits, but surely we're still of this world. One-sama, what does this mean? Sweetie told me that you probably wouldn't remember it because of how young you were when it happened. But spirits have a world of their own. Some accident caused both worlds to merge temporarily. Then why aren't there more spirits around? The whole thing was apparently dealt with before it got out of hand, but a few spirits became trapped here. Machiko-san, Maiko-chan, and 4 of the spirits were unfortunate enough to get stuck here. I think Suguri willingly came here to watch over them. You remember being with Suguri for a while, don't you? Oh, that's none of your business. Suchan took care of us for a little while, but then she took us to the mansion and sort of just left us there. Now we can only visit her when she wants us to. What about these 4 other spirits? Even though she's a powerful spirit, Suyuri has to follow certain rules. Because of that, she wasn't able to reach the other spirits. I don't know what to say. I need a moment. Might I use another room to compose myself? I'll show you. I can take you somewhere and look after you to make sure you don't do anything fiendish and all that. Come on, Machiko-san. This way. When Machiko and Narumi left the room, I sighed and turned my focus back onto the conversation. Now about the panty theft. Alright, they seem rather adamant about getting their hands on those for some reason. What was the purpose of that? Surely those girls have undergarments of their own. It was a simple mistake. I needed a maiden silk for my spell. How was I supposed to know there was something other than silky thing? There was something other than the silky things girls wear. It was all a misunderstanding. None of them knew that maiden silk is another term for a wedding sash. Innocent, huh? If they really thought that, they could have just used their own. Yeah, that's where you're wrong. One-sama and I don't have any. You two. I think we should move on to a different matter. Blah, blah. Yeah, moving on. Suyuri suggested that we find a way to help you guys out. If we can make you trust us, we figured that maybe you would make us the sash. But why would you need such an item? Boo, silly man. I already told you, I need it for a spell. Oh. Michael-chan, this guy is a magician. He doesn't know what you're talking about. Basically, Michael-chan has been researching a spell that would allow her to travel to another realm. Why would she... Wait, why would she desire such a power? Imagine being stuck far away from this village. You don't have any way to return to your loved ones. To make matters worse, you're in a place you don't know, with beings unlike anything you have ever seen before. Now let's say you had a power that would let you go anywhere you want. Where would you go? Are you saying that? Yes. Even if they weren't aware of it, they must have subconsciously felt they were different from you. They only wanted to go home. Kind of? I guess I just want to cast a spell to see what would happen. Su-chan told me that if I ever felt like it, I should ask her first and go with it. So I did. And since she didn't warn me about anything, I figured it was just like any other spell. I think it's normal, Michael-chan. Whether it's humans or spirits, everyone wants a place they can call their own. A place where they are accepted for who they are. Isn't that right, Elder-sama? Well, you accept me for who I am, don't you, Takani? I would certainly feel sad if everyone ended up rejecting me simply because of who I am. Surely not all spirits are good at heart, but perhaps we have been too quick in labeling them all evil. For a moment, I saw the elder's eyes wandered sideways towards the room Narumi and Machiko had moved into, and his gaze softened. Unfortunately, some of us have suffered quite a lot at the hands of spirits. It will take time for people to come to terms with those feelings, Takahiro-kun. Meanwhile, in the room off to the side, in the main room, the guard lieutenant was watching over the older fox spirit as she seemed to be in the grips of a minor panic attack. No, this can't be right. This can't be true. I'm from this world. This world. I belong here, don't I? Maybe you should sit down. Or lay back or something. I can get you a pillow if you like, or... No! You cannot possibly understand. You cannot know what it's like to have everything you knew, your whole life, just pulled out from under you, completely. Actually, I do. What do you mean? It was a while ago now. I was still just a kid, maybe 5 years old. There was an incident involving those other spirits. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a big fire. My parents got trapped inside. They never made it out. So yeah, don't tell me I don't know what it's like to have your whole life torn apart. I'm sorry. I did not know I could not have known. There you go. That almost makes it worse. You should know. You should know exactly what it did to me, how it made me feel. Pardon? I do not know what you're talking about. Nonami, was it? Haru-tan. What? That's what you used to call me, Chi-chan. You used to call me Naro-tan. We used to play together almost every day. That's how you should know. I was with you when the incident happened, and you don't remember. The girl collapsed onto one knee, clutching her head. No. I remember. The village glowing orange. A girl younger, resembling you. Why could I not remember this before? Machiko? My head hurts. I remember seeing you cry. You screamed for your parents, and then you were calling out my name as I ran. I had to. The villagers, they wanted to catch us. All spirits. They didn't care that we had been playing by the river all day. I couldn't explain it. I had to run. I can't believe it. Letter-tan, I'm so sorry. The fox spirit reached out for the guard, who pulled back instinctively, As she did, the pain seemed to disappear, and the Machiko looked more relieved than ever. Oh, than anything. No, not yet. I can't just forget about all that. It isn't that easy. But you did stand up to that slime creep, the one that you call Sakura. You risked your life for Mia, and for the village, and that's worth giving you a chance for. I can't promise a miracle, although because she barely even listens to me, but I'll try to talk her down. She really isn't the cold, heartless captain everyone thinks she is. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a chance, Naruto-chan. Naruto-chan. I promise Maiko and I will do our best. Perhaps you can tell me more about the incident. I'd rather not. It is a happy story. But if you do me a favor, I might be more than willing to tell you more. I want to get stronger. I couldn't do anything earlier today. I couldn't protect anyone. I don't have the brains for magic or anything like that. But that Takehiro guy knows some pretty flashy moves. The big personalities. Hi, Camp. If you can get him to teach me some, I'll tell you what happened. Deal, Chichan? I'm not too sure. That seems a bit of an unfair deal on my part. Perhaps you can sweeten it for me just a little. Always the charmer, huh? Alright, how about this? I'll tell you something about when we were younger. Like when we used to play together in the woods near the village. There's a little stream there that we used to fish in. Sometimes you would sneak into the village with me, and we played pranks on the shop owners, knocking on doors and running away. Silly kid stuff. You'd even show me your magic, your illusion abilities, but you said you didn't like doing it all that much because it made Maiko cry. That's right. When Maiko saw me transform for the first time, she got so scared and she ran away and nearly hurt herself. How could I possibly forgotten that? Naruto-san, thank you for telling me that. I swear, I will get Takakun to help you. Thank you. The girl stepped forward once again, this time wrapping her arms around the surprised guard, who did not pull back. As the two women hugged each other tightly, the fox spirit began trembling. Hey, come now. We should probably get back to the others. They're probably wondering what we were doing. She's a fox spirit. She's fox. These two both foxes. There you go. Forgive me for my absence. I must admit, I did not expect such revelations. Takakun, have you explained this situation? Yeah, I think they got it now. But it's probably gonna take a while for the villagers to accept you. I do believe it'd be everyone's best interest to see the true nature of the fox spirits. Why so surprised, Clyde? I can't promise that friendships will be forged today. Let it be known that from now on, the fox spirits are welcome in our village and will receive the same respect as any guest should. Thank you, Elder-sama. My sister and I are very grateful for your hospitality. However, the laws of this village shall apply to you three as well. Takehiro-kun, I believe it will be your best interest to learn more about this village. Tsukino-dono, Narumi-chan, I leave him in your care. And try not to put him back in that cell, you two. You got it, Oji-sama. We'll do our best. What about Maiko-chan and Machiko-san? Ah. I would like them to stay here for the time being. We need to discuss what to do. Should the other spirits choose to return. Elder-sama, I would like to stay with you for that conversation. It is my duty to protect the village and those within it from any perceived danger. This includes you. Yeah, what exactly were you looking at, Camp, before you actually noticed? Look at this. This thing right here. You guys. I also believe it would serve me well to hear this firsthand. Of course I expected nothing, Sukuna Dono. Norumi-chan. How about you take Takahiro-kun for a walk? I do not think that this is the date, young man. You're going to need more than that to show earlier. Than that show earlier to earn the right to date my granddaughter. What? This is the granddaughter. The man laughed heartily as I blushed, smiling weakly. At least I wouldn't end up cuffed and brought to a jail cell this time. Maybe it would even turn out to be a pleasant experience. Their big personalities, yep. Yep. Oh, it's raining. Oh, I didn't notice. Okay. It didn't. Even the elements seemed to be working against the village today. Barely a minute into the walk, the skies let loose and we were both soaked through within seconds. Letting out a yelp, Narumi grabbed my hand and pulled me towards the nearest shelter. Oh, you! The rainfall this suddenly, I guess. That's just typical. Today just went from bad to worse. I thought it would take more than a bit of rain to douse your warrior spirits. Puh, warrior spirit. Yeah, I really had that by the book full today, didn't I? You sound different from the last time we met. I was practically expecting you to shout, "Ha! If you want to stop the great Narumi, you better up your act, Mother Nature. Send me a tsunami, an earthquake, or a tornado out of my way, or tornado my way, and you'll just stand a chance." Something. Yeah, well, that was before I realized what a weak, cowardly person I am. It wouldn't take all that to stop me. I'm not that great. I'm just a girl who's trying to impress someone. It just takes a little chisel to stop me. I frowned for a moment, trying to think of how to respond. It looked like her inability to stop the slime girl from causing havoc had led Narumi to feel like she had failed somehow. It was then I recalled a certain scenario and decided to act. I swiftly grabbed a hold of Narumi's shoulder, while my other arm wrapped around her own. Almost as though I was about to comfort her. I had decided to use my judo technique, pretending to be the hero of some manga, preparing himself for a secret technique. I shouted proudly. What? Hey, stop! Surikomi goshi! Or gosh. I haven't practiced judo since I was a kid. I used to spun the girl over my shoulder and onto her back. Why would you do that? Like, what in your right mind would want... Whatever. Continuing. Onto her back in the rainy grass. My eyes were sharp as they looked down at her, repeating the words I remembered from a certain manga. If you let one loss break your spirit, you're not suited for a life of a warrior. The stronger the people around you, the more you should improve. That doesn't mean anything. You took me by surprise is all. You looked like you were going to kiss me, and then you tossed me on my back. I wasn't planning to kiss you. And now I forgot my heroic speech. Get up and grab your weapon, Narumi. If words won't cheer you up, then let's talk like warriors do. Through battle. Confirmed a monster. Wait here. The woman pushed herself upwards and barged past me, stomping into a nearby building. Only now did I realize only now did I recognize it as the building I had been held in the day before. I waited under the wooden slats of the shelter as the rain continued. A few moments later, I heard a loud thud, and through the doors, Narumi burst. In her hands, she held a naginata, similar to the one she had used previously, but one with a different blade. In the moment before her attack landed, I noticed that it wasn't as nearly as sharp as it should have been. Hiya! It took everything I had to raise my arms in time and grabbed hold of the shaft of the weapon before the attack crushed my body. Pushing her weapon aside, I darted forwards. Pushing my hand forcefully against her chest, I attempted to open her up for our second attack. That's it. You're not some weak-willed girl. I'm about to say girl. Girl who is about to lose her fighting spirit that easily. I'll finish the game too quickly. Shut up. You don't know what's going on. I want to beat the snot out of you, and that'll make me feel better. Didn't you forget one of the most important things in a fight? The woman gritted her teeth and lunged forward towards me again. A wild, angry strike that would have been ridiculously sexy. Ridiculously easy to dodge had she not been so fast. Even though I was faster, that whoosh that shot past me made it clear she was not pulling her punches. I don't care. It's not important. I couldn't do it. I got scared. I let everyone down. And that's why you failed as a warrior. I can read every emotion behind your attacks. You're angry at yourself for being unable to stop that spirit, right? Disappointed at yourself for lacking the courage to face them. But you're not some lone hero who has to do everything by herself. I quickly pushed her Naginata upwards. A quick slide of my body, nearly knocking the weapon out of her hands. I quickly raised a hand to flick her forehead. Flick her forward, stepping backwards. Oh, right there. Did anyone tell you? Oh, what? Okay. Did anyone tell you that you had to fight that spirit on your own? Did you forget that you had friends out there that would give their lives to help you? A hero who fights alone is a hero who dies early. That's why both you and the Tsundere tyrant weren't able to defeat the spirit. How? How am I supposed to fight by your side when she is so much better than I can ever hope to be? How can I stand a chance against spirits when I'm just a girl with a sharp stick? Mio lost a sword, but she never lost her resolve. I lost mine as soon as things became dangerous. I'm worthless. The woman snarled as her forehead was flicked, and she quickly lunged forwards again, lashing out with her spare hand, aiming for my temple. I ducked, slid back, and narrowly dodged at the swing of her Naginata. I noticed a change in her stance, which seems to allow a closer range attacking style. The only limits we have are those we impose upon ourselves. She's better than you. You just need to keep improving. Even if I have things I want to overcome, that's the one thing about martial arts. Oh, even if I have things I want to overcome, that's the thing about martial arts. Why haven't you tried talking to her about this? Because I can't talk to her. I just need to be strong. She does it without relying on anyone, without bending or yielding. I can't do it. I can't be like her. Is that really how it is? Maybe you just don't know what the source of her strength is. But in your case, it's just a matter of finding your resolve. Well, that's the problem. What's the problem? I don't have any. I'm just a dumb little girl who needs to be saved all the time. Come on. Stop talking like that. Don't you have something you want to protect at all costs? Nothing at all? Not even your family, your friends, your village? You just turn up for the paycheck and then tell them thanks? What? So Earth explodes, I guess. Oh my, Mr. Fantastic. Ah! You're right. There's nothing... There's nothing. I lost everything. I was like, please, don't be a telltale. The woman's next attack caught me by surprise. She flung her weapon towards at me at full strength, hitting my arm, causing me to flinch. As she turned away from me, she slipped on the wet grass. Before I had a chance to interact, she scrambled to her feet and suddenly took off towards the forest. I chased the girl as fast as I could, barely able to keep up as she picked her way through the trees. She finally slowed down, coming to a stop at the edge of a small clearing. Huff. You're really fast. Why did you run? Damn it! Why did you follow me? I didn't ask you to come. I don't want you here. Leave. I can't do that, Nozomi-chan. A hero never abandons someone in need, and the master never lets his pupil down. What are you talking about? It's not important. Won't you at least tell me what has gotten you this worked up? I know you panicked back when the spirit attacked, but I think most people would have. It's not something you need to feel ashamed of. Oh, this profile though. No answer came from the girl, who kept her gaze forward. Rolling my eyes, I turned to leave, but I stopped when I noticed two small graves. They looked old, but well maintained, sitting in the shade of a tree. Noting me. My parents lost their lives during their spirit attack. I was lucky enough to not see it happen firsthand. But I'm alone now. I lost my best friend too. When I saw Mio trapped, I got so scared that I was going to lose her too. I just kinda shut down. My mind went blank. I envy you, Takahiro. You're trapped in another world, and you might never see your family or friends again. But here you are, still so positive, and so eager to help everyone. How do you do it? Oh no! Well, I do worry about whether I'll be able to return to my world or not. But I realize that just sitting around sulking all day won't get me anywhere. I'd rather spend my time helping everyone. But I don't think you lost everything that day. I mean, Mio-san was still here, right? So maybe she can be the reason for you to get stronger. And what about the other end of the village? I'll be right back. My dog's barking. I gotta see what's happening. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Wait, didn't I already do this part? Maybe she can be the reason for you to get stronger. Or they'll yeah. Excuse me. I just had like a sandwich with some chips. I was really hungry for some reason. I don't know. Isn't there trust in you enough for reasons to fight? It's just so hard. I'm so weak. I can't fight, but you can. Will you help me? I need to get better. Your skills are incredible. If I get strong enough, maybe I can finally protect those I care about. Mio-san, Chi-chan, the village. Well, I'm gonna be stuck here for a while anyways. So I wouldn't mind helping you out, but if you had kept your emotions in check during our fight, I would have been seeing stars by now. But who's Chi-chan? You're not talking about the elder, are you? Oops. I was supposed to say that. Can I trust you, Takahiro-kun? Of course. My lips are sealed. Chi-chan is magical. Oh, you already gave her a nickname? It's a little complicated. We were friends when we were kids. She was a friend I lost. After the incident, the villagers went on a witch hunt and got rid of all the spirits, banished them to the forest. I haven't spoken to her since. That is, until today. I doubt Machiko-san has changed much from how you remember her. Well, at least from the fact that she might have been such a tease. Nope. She was actually a tease back then too. Only not so tense. She used to play fun little pranks, like hiding the bucket of water on the door or hiding a frog in someone's boot. It was so much fun. I generally hope the next generation of children in this village won't take after the two of you. Bah, you're no fun. It's only a bit of harmless silliness. We made sure no one ever got hurt. We even rescued the frogs. It's a shame it all ended so quickly. Why don't you try to reconnect with her now that she's allowed back into the village? I'd like to. We had a lot of fun when we were playing, but something seemed weird when I spoke to her earlier. Intense. She didn't seem to remember anything, and it looked like it hurt when she tried to. It's probably nothing, but you never know. Maybe something happened to her after she ran away. In any case, I think we should return to the village. This rain. Oh wait, the rain stopped. I didn't even notice. We should still get back though. That and I turned my gaze away, my cheeks burning as I pointed to her chest. Your clothes are soaked. Did it? Ah, you're right. Yeah, they're almost see-through. That's not something you should be amused about. Luke was talking. My body is fantastic, and it deserves to be shown off. I doubt your grandfather wants you to show it off to anyone at all, let alone a guy. Anyway, let's get back to the village before you catch a cold. The girl nodded, and with one last look at the two graves, she turned and began to walk back to the village with me following in her trail. We walked back to the village, just exchanging idle chatter. I managed to establish that while the girl was training her body well, she lacked discipline. She led me to an unfamiliar building on the outskirts of the village and quickly unlocked the door. Welcome to my humble abode. Doesn't look like much, but I keep it tidy. You can put on one of Oji-sama's old robes if you want to. You know, while your stuff dries. This used to be his place before he became the village elder. I never really got rid of all those things. He won't even notice you wearing his stuff. You can change in there. I'll get you into something else. Before we had a chance to get started, The sound of heavy footsteps could be heard from outside, and soon enough a young guardsman appeared at the door. Hikage-san, there you are. We've been searching for you. Elder-sama wishes to see you right away. Oh, of course, right away. The guard saluted, snapped around, and took off. Narumi closed the door behind him and walked back to a clean pile of clothes. Okay. Okay, this is... Okay. Without warning, she began stripping off her clothes in front of me. My first reaction was to quickly cover my eyes with one of my hands. Narumi, however, didn't seem the least bit bothered my presence. Narumi-chan, what are you doing? What's the matter, Takahiro? Never seen a girl in her undies before. Oh wait, you saw mine yesterday. Maybe you just never seen him on a girl. Actually, I've seen a lot of things in my life. But never a girl stripping. What would your grandfather say if he saw you? I stuttered as I briefly visualized how Narumi would have looked without the underwear, but quickly cleared the thought from my mind. Well, he's not gonna find out, is he? It's nothing. We need to hurry, right? So get changed already. It's a matter of decency. Aren't you embarrassed knowing that there's a healthy guy in the same room as you? At this rate, this and that might happen, and we're going to be delayed either way. Not really. I don't mind if it's you, Takahiro-kun. I'm honored. I wouldn't mind if any of my friends see me like this. Miu has seen me naked lots of times. That's not really the issue here. Anyway. I quickly turned around, trying my best not to peek as she finished changing. Tell me when you're done. This kind of stimulation isn't good for my mind. If you quit your babbling, we'd be done already. Get your clothes off, and then get the dry ones on. You're just gonna accept this. I suddenly felt hands grab my hips from behind. What? And without any other warning, my trousers were yanked down to my ankles. A firm kick to my rear followed, and I stumbled towards the wardrobe. Now, you didn't have to kick me. I sighed in frustration. I had been wrong, whether it was the tsundere tyrant, Narumi, Machiko, and Mayuko. These girls had no common sense. You know, it's not fair that you only get a show, but only you get a show. Hey, keep your eyes to yourself. This isn't a peeping contest. Good thing, too, I'd have no chance of winning. Well, I admit your side certainly has the more interesting view. I mumbled as I snuck another peek while Narumi was putting on the old rose I had found in the wardrobe. She seemed to have changed most of her clothes by now, replacing them with near-identical dry ones. I wonder why she would have more than one set of the same clothes when it struck me. You have a strange dress code here. Huh? What dress code? These are my clothes. Are you saying I dress strangely? No, they just look a lot like your other clothes. Then again, what do I know? There's not a lot of options when it comes to clothes here. In the cities, maybe. But here, you'll find something you look good in, and you stick to it. Some folks don't even have spare clothes, so I'm pretty lucky. I guess it would be a tailor. Wait. I guess it would be for a tailor to find work in a small village like this. I'm guessing fabric isn't easy to come by either. Yeah, it's never been easy, but these days it's almost impossible to convince people to come here with spirits around. People used to pay a visit to a shrine, but lately they haven't been coming. Makes sense. I don't think many would be willing to risk their lives peddling goods to some small village, knowing wild spirits might attack. What? I was like, apparently I went to show. Give my friend a hand job. I'll rub the doorknob, slap the salmon. Have fun, I was like. Have fun with that. Yeah. Oh, dang it. I'm gonna need some help here, Takahiro-kun. Are you done yet? Yes, I just finished. What do you need help with? My wrap came loose. Can you pull it back and tighten it for me? I've never been able to get it right on my own. As she said that, she pulled her top up, presenting her back to me. You want me to do it? Feeling slightly embarrassed at the thought, I tried my best to keep my thoughts pure as I took hold of the end of the wraps and helped pull them back, tying them into place. I almost snake. You did get here just in time. I quickly made sure they were neither too tight nor too loose. Come on, be a man. Just pull it tight and tie it. A little surprised at her reaction, I decided to do as she said and pulled it even tighter than I had previously, securing it with a sigh. This isn't good for my heart. There, that wasn't hard. So hard. Come on, let's hurry. Oh, you look good. Just like a handsome young businessman. I look more like a monk than a businessman. Smiling weakly, I quickly followed after Narumi, who was already in a hurry to leave the house. We dashed across the village to the elder's house, Narumi grabbing a weapon along the way. When we got there, we heard shouting and exchanged worried glances before pushing through the door. Halt, villain! Oh my! Prepare your... Oh, did we cross into a different dimension? Stop it, stop it, stop it! Never! I'm going to vanquish you! The scene that lay out before us was unlike anything I had ever seen. In one corner, Mayako was cuddling a large empty bottle, sleeping and giggling to herself. At the back of the room, the village elder was hitting a large casket with a lock on it while grumbling to himself. In the center of the room, Machiko lay pinned to the floor by Mio, who was tickling her mercilessly. Yeah. Naruchin, Naruchin, help me with this. This chest is locked. And all the sake is trapped inside. And suffocating. We need to rescue it immediately. Oh jeez, they're drunk. Takiru-kun, can you stop this too? This wasn't the battle I was expecting. I nodded my head in confirmation to Narumi's request and turned towards the two girls on the floor, trying to decide how best to deal with them. With both of them drunk, it would probably be easy enough to get Miko to release Machiko. But before I had a chance to intervene, the two girls roughhousing on the floor cased them to bump into the table, knocking over a bottle of sake onto both of them. Oh wow. Oh, I'm all wet now. You spilled the sake. Wow, stupid. The girl pushed herself upright, flailing like a spoiled child before turning tail and running through the door. Good grief. Who knows what she might do? Naru-chan, please go get her. In this state, she only makes stupid messes at me. Right. As Narumi ran off to retrieve the drunken fox girl, I was left to take care of the remaining few. Miyu-san, you need to come with me. We need to get you in something clean. You just want to see me naked, yep. What? No, I'm not a pervert. Why does everyone think that... I mean, I do want to see boobs, but I have my honor, damn it. Nope, I ain't doing anything you tell me to. I'll stay right here and swim in sake. I sighed and looked down at the woman who was indeed trying to swim in the little tiny puddle of sake on the floor. Taking a deep breath, I prepared myself. Tsundere, Chief! Enemies have been sighted near the hot springs. Their numbers are about to overwhelm us. We need reinforcements right away. I came up with a bluff on the spot, hoping it would get Mio out of the room. What? We need to vanquish them all at once. Come on, private pervert. To the hot springs. But aren't we supposed to defend? Before I had time to finish my sentence, Mio had dragged me to the entrance of the building by the collar of my robe. No! Attack! Attack! Get to the hot springs and attack! I'll be there soon. With that, she shoved me through the door with a hefty kick. The doors slamming shut behind me. My hearing wasn't perfect, but I could have sworn I heard a yelp and a tumble following Mio's departure. A large open area lay ahead of me, closed off by a tall bamboo fence. There was also a small area off to the side for a more delicate washing. Sighing to myself, I began to tidy up the place a little. removing sharp objects and small obstacles that the drunken woman might injure herself with, and waited. 5 minutes went by before I heard the door open and close, followed by the gentle slosh of someone stepping into the water of a hot spring. Ah, the water is great. Hurry up and get in. But whatever happened to Attack Attack? I turned around expecting her to be standing in the water with clothes on. Oh, my. However, the sight that awaited me was far from what I would have expected from the Tsundere tyrant. I proposed. Welcome back, Beersley. There was no katana slicing through the air, or any harsh words being shouted. Instead, an attractive-looking girl wearing a simple towel had decided to take a seat in the hot water. Mio-san! Whether it was a result of the drinking or not, the warm smile she showed me caused me to pause. Care to join me? I don't think... Ugh, get in the water. Yes, ma'am. I quickly moved closer to the water, nearly slipping on the wet towels before I made my way in. I folded up my robe, but kept the towel I had found around my waist. Today's been pretty busy, huh? Though the last thing I expected was for all of you to gulp down sake like a baby drinking milk. The girl said nothing for a while, regarding me with a faint grin on her face. It made me nervous. I would almost rather have her shouting and angry. You don't slack off, do you? I can tell you train a lot. Huh? Briefly caught off guard by her comments, I quickly gathered my thoughts and nodded in return. Well, I practice judo, so it's natural for me to train my body a lot. I'm sure the same could be said of you, Mio-san. I mean, you look, rather feminine, but I could tell you knew how to handle a sword. Yeah, there's big plots right here. There's an abundance of plot. That shows diligence and talent, but above all, experience. You started young, didn't you? I did. She leaned back against the rocks and let out a sigh. It took me a long time to become competent with a blade. Days and nights of endless training, regardless of wind and weather, to put myself up to make myself strong enough. It is horrible knowing nothing of your early life. I just turned up here in rags. The guards found me out in the woods one day while on patrol, starving and dirty. The previous village elder took pity on me and took me in. Everything went well for a while. Nobody was found and took me in, treating me like one of their own. Then everything fell apart. Seeing the village that had taken me in, fed me, clothed me, given me shelter, suffering at the hands of spirits, I couldn't take it. As she spoke, she let out another sigh. It seemed like the alcohol was making her a bit more talkative than usual, which wasn't a bad thing. I just hope I wouldn't end up paying for it once she had sobered up. After that, I felt like I had to do something. I couldn't just sit by while everything fell apart around me. The village was devastated by the fires. On that day, I pleaded with the former chief of the guard to train me, to make me stronger. I wanted to protect the village, to protect Melumi at any cost. He eventually agreed, but told me that I would need to strengthen my resolve first. And that's why you became you could say it, a tsundere tyrant? I don't know what tsundere means. Ah! Hold on. Whoops. But the tyrant part isn't far off. I didn't want to drive everyone away. At least a while, Narumi. Rip in peace, Mr. Camptastic. But I had to in order not to feel the pain I've lost again. But spirits haven't been our only problem. Bandits, beasts, and the weather. The village needed protecting from all of it. It became a purpose and it made me distance myself from everyone else. I guess that explains why you've been acting like that around Machiko and Mayuko. That's right. Although I'm beginning to think that perhaps we can coexist. The fox spirits, at least. I suppose this has something to do with you, so thank you. You're welcome. It's not like I did much. I mean it. Truly, you and the sisters. You may have saved me a life of living in fear, perhaps even prevented my death. I think you better tell them that. You're right. Especially considering what comes next. Huh? What do you mean? The girl's words were becoming incoherent, muttering something about spirits in the village. It seemed like fatigue was finally taking its toll. Well, the other spirits will probably be leaving the village alone anytime soon. We're gonna have to figure out how to stop them. But asking Maiko and Machiko-san, or Maiko-chan and Machiko-san, to help us is like asking you to turn on Narumi-chan. Haha, turn on. The girl giggled at this for quite some time, so I let out a sigh and coughed politely. What I meant was, they'll have to fight against their own kind at some point. I mean, why would they want to help you guys out in the first place? I think you and Narumi-chan will be the pieces we need to solve this puzzle. And we better figure out what to do soon. I doubt those spirits will hold back next time. You sound like it's some kind of game. That's not nice. As she said this, the girl slid further down into the water. It's a bit easier to think of it like that. The moment they get ahead of us, the game's over. If you and Narumi-chan fix things between the villagers and the sisters, things might work out. You'll have to get as close to him as possible. But I don't like girls like that. The girl became incredibly flustered by my comment, having misunderstood what I had said. Before I explained, she slumped over, her cheeks a deep crimson red. As I tried to move closer, it became clear that she had passed out. The heat had probably gotten to her. Just my luck, she had to pass out wearing nothing but a towel. I swear. Someone up there is testing my patience with all these temptations. Sighing in annoyance, I carefully wrapped my arms around the girl and pulled her out of the water. Realizing that leaving me here would be a bad idea, I thought about what to do when Narumi came barging in. Takahito-kun, I heard you in here. I managed to— Whoa! What's going on here? It's not what you think. The great captain couldn't handle the heat. Should you take over here? Heh, sure. That's what happened. I believe you, stud. Come on, I'll take her. I'll make sure she gets a good night's rest. If you did do stuff to her while she was drunk, she's gonna kick your ass. I shall refrain from provoking her wrath. The last thing I need is a hungover samurai trying to turn me into shish kebab. I'll motion for Narumi to come over. You should get some rest too, Takahito-kun. And make sure you keep an eye on Chi-chan. She's a little restless right now. Leave her to me, she'll be in good hands. And with those words, I left Narumi to take care of the passed out captain. I quickly changed into the robes I had borrowed and made my way back into the main hall. As expected, I found Machiko curled up on the floor. Thankfully, it looked like she had made her way back to Maiko, who was cuddled up next to her. Oh, and cuddled next to her. The two girls looked adorable, and their cute mumblings only made it all the more enjoyable to watch. I considered waking them up so we can return to the mansion, but the sound of my name interrupted my train of thoughts. Walking out into the garden beyond the room, onto the wooden deck, I found the village elder sitting on the grass, looking at the stars. Young man, are the stars here as beautiful in your world? I walked over to him and lay down flat on the grass, finally allowing myself a rest. Looking up at the night sky, I smiled. You know, I never really got a good look at them. I'm always busy with this or that. I yawned loudly and felt my eyelids getting heavy as I wriggled around a bit in an effort to get comfortable. Perhaps you should get back at that is. The previous elder once told me that all the worlds share the same sky. It sounds silly to me, but maybe there's something to it. I mean, it does look similar. Sparkly and black. Maybe he was right. The elder remained silent for a while. When he spoke again, I could barely make out what he said, sleepiness taking over. Before long, I drifted off to sleep beneath the starry sky. How long do you think he's been out here? Must have been a while. His clothes are soaked with morning dew. As I drifted back into consciousness, I heard Narumi and Mio talking nearby. Their voices sounded hushed, as though they were far away. I briefly considered jumping up and scaring them, but my body wasn't going to let me. Maybe you should poke him? Hikage, there's no need for that. Takeru-san, wake up, you lazy slob. There's this. Not amused. There's that. I groaned and my eyes finally opened. The early rays of the rising sun making me raise my hand to conceal my eyes from the bright light. I was usually quite the morning person, but having fallen asleep under the starry sky, I wasn't exactly in familiar surroundings. Did the Valkyrie come to take me off to Valhalla? He's talking gibberish. Do you tend to lie around all morning, or do you plan on being useful? They're warrior angels who come down from the heavens to pick up the souls of the fallen warriors who have fought heroic battles. Not that I plan on dying anytime soon. You're no warrior. Neither is Narumi. Did you become even a bigger idiot overnight? Ah. This is exactly why I need to train you both. None of you are warriors yet. But with my help, you will both become fine, noble warriors capable of handling anything. I liked her more when she was drunk. It would be an honor to learn from you, Sensei. Yes, ma'am. Maybe Takeru-kun could teach us both of us some of his moves. Hehe. An excellent suggestion to me. I believe he is a competent fighter, and learning more than simply know how to use a weapon, but to fight without one too would be a convenient skill to have. However, work cannot begin like this. You need to get changed, eat, and wake up. Get to it. The grass is kind of soft here, and the view is pretty nice. Yeah. The view is quite nice. Yeah, but if we leave, these mountains will disappear. That's a convenient argument, Narumi-chan. But I wonder, which mountain would that be the most difficult to climb? Mount Mio? Or Mount Narumi? I know this idiotic banner. You bumbling buffoon of a boy. Mio-sensei, can I ask you something? What is it? We've been overwhelmed by the power of your Sun. Could you please bless us with your dere once in a while? You'd like that too, wouldn't you, Narumi-chan? I think you might need to explain that. I really don't know what that means. Sorry, Takeru-kun. Never mind, don't worry about it. I'm just saying, she can be less than mini pants and show us a bit of love and affection. What happened to motivating your troops? Mini pants? We stop making such ridiculous comments. I'll just slap some respect into you. Angry Mio. Oh, let me put that there. I kind of missed the Mio I saw at the hot springs yesterday. That was something completely unrelated. You don't know what you're talking about. Stop saying such embarrassing things. Jeez. Personality disorder? What? As if one was bad enough. You're saying we got two Mios wandering around? Just wait, Narumi-chan. Soon we'll have the whole army of Mios. Stop it. Stop it. Shut up, both of you. Right this instant. This is getting ridiculous. The girl, who was now blushing brightly, turned her back to me and stormed off with a huff, arms crossing indignantly. I guess I better get up before she decides to return and kick me into gear. Thanks up for the wake-up call, Narumi-chan. After apologizing to Mio, explaining that it was merely a joke, the girl had decided that she wanted to train each of us personally. We both waited for Mio to show up for the first part of the program, which was to take place in the town square. It reminded me of a training camp at the dojo, although I had the feeling that this was about to turn out to be more fun. As we waited, I noticed that preparations were being made for what looked like a festival. I asked Narumi about it, and she told me that it was an annual celebration happening a few days from now. As we chatted, Mio turned up, sword in hand, and a faint smirk upon her face. Perfect. It sounds like you're ready. If there's something every warrior needs, it's strength and discipline. With this in mind, let's start with running laps around the village. Oh no, not laps. That's all? Yes, and those who slack off will be punished. Now run. Without any warning, Mio drew her sword and pointed at the two of us. Cringing, Narumi tugged at my arm, making it clear that our teacher wasn't joking. Let's get down to it, shall we? Oh no, she's enjoying this far too much. We will defeat those spirits. Oh boy. Quit your yapping and get to running, unless you're eager to feel the edge of my sword. Ah, yeah. She's totally enjoying. Come on, Takeru-kun, let's get going. She's not gonna be reasoned with like this. She's a freaking drill sergeant. As I started to run alongside Narumi, I decided to finally take the exercise seriously. All things considered, I was surprised at the pace Narumi was running at. I fell. Even though I felt like I could brag about it. I could brag a bit about my own physical strength. Her stamina was clearly superior to mine. After several hours running, I found myself on my back. My breathing was ragged and heavy, while Narumi was still standing upright, although visibly exhausted, judging from her panting. Mio had been also keeping up with us, and she was panting too. Still looked fit to fight and ready to go. How are you guys doing, by the way? Whew. Do you do this every day? Not every day. Otherwise, we would not get no patrolling done. But I cannot fault you for your spirit. You both did well. That was harder than anything we've ever done before. I wouldn't be surprised if Mio-san ends up being the final boss someday. Your strength and stamina are clearly beyond human capabilities. Clearly. Maybe she's some kind of spirit, here to be mean to us on a superhuman level. Narumi, how would you like to run 10 more laps around the village? Oh no! I'm sorry, Great Mio. Please forgive me. I was just kidding. You think we'll be allowed to break if we pray to the almighty guardian spirit of this village? What? Slow down. Shush. I eyed Mio as I attempted to hold back my smile. Clapping my hands together in a prayer, Narumi giggled and followed my example. Oh, mighty Mio-sama, you who watch over this village, please bless us with a short break, and maybe a lot of money and a beautiful wife, and... Okay, a break is fine. You two idiots want to break that badly? Fine. I have an idea. Elder-sama needs his baths clean. I'll have to loosen you up for the next part of the training. You hear that, Narumi-chan? We get to play at the hot springs. Yay! Clapping my hands one final time, I took Narumi and Mio's hands by surprise and dragged the two girls towards the village elder's house. Ah! What are you doing? Let me go this instant. Mio-san, it won't do you any good to be serious like that all the time. Let's have some fun. The three of us quickly reached the hot springs and we were soon preparing to begin our work. However, it didn't take long for the somewhat serious cleaning work to turn into a series of silly games as I started chasing Narumi around with soaked sponge and shouting in a nefarious tone. I am the soap monster. Prepare to be washed, foolish warrior. Oh no! The evil soap spirit has appeared. Do not fear spirits. Oh, spirits. Citizens of Hot Spring Village. Yeah. The girl grabbed her mop and thrust it forward, brandishing like Mia would have her katana. I am the village protector, Sundarino. Sundarino Mia. I shall vanquish all those who oppose me. We two stop messing around. We got work to do. It's the dreadful Mia, nemesis of all spirits. Today is the day you fall. Yeah, never. I will defend this place until my last breath. Ha! Brandishing her mop in a candid fashion, she clearly didn't mean to do any real harm. Using my sponges, I batted it away with ease. Then today shall be your last. I told you to knock it off. I laughed menacingly when a playful push from Narumi caught me off guard. I staggered backwards, my foot slipping on a bar of soap. With a startled yelp in surprise, I felt myself topple over backwards, bumping into Mio. Oh no! It went whoosh. As I lost my balance completely, I let go of the sponge, sending it flying towards Narumi, who had been caught in the face. I moved forward to apologize to the woman when, from behind me, I heard a yelp and a loud splash. Uh-oh. I don't want to look, do I? Okay. That does not look like water. As I slowly turned around, my fear seemed to be being confirmed. Pulling herself from the water was Mio, soaked from head to toe. The anger that radiated off of her made it look like the devil himself. You too. I'm sorry. It was Takeru-kun's fault. He started it. Traitor, you can't blame me for it. My eyes caught sight of Mio's clothes, which I finally noticed had turned see-through. She has white nipples. Huh. I bet he did it so he could see soaking wet like last night. That was a part of the plan. What plan? He's joking. It was just a joke. Seriously, Takeru-kun and I were just playing around. It was an accident. Please forgive us. Yeah, you should forgive us. We were just having a bit of fun. What do you mean to have it turn out like this? He's right. I told you both not to play around. I told you both to keep working. Hikage, I will deal with you later. Leave. Takeru-kun, you need to be punished now. What? That's not fair. It was an accident. It was an honor to have fought alongside you, Narumi-chan. My will has not yet been written. But I'd leave all my belongings to anyone who wants it. I'm not leaving. If you're going to punish him, punish me too. Besides, I bet you're only doing this because you want to spend more time with him. What? That's ridiculous. Where did you get that idea? I don't even like him. Besides, you're the one spending too much time with him. Hold on, what are you talking about? Ha, you admit it. You're jealous because I get to spend more time with him than you. Busted. That's completely nonsense. I just want to spar with him. Shut up, Narumi. Takeru, prepare yourself. We're going to spar right now, without Narumi and her big butt interrupting us. Hey, now I know you're jealous. My figure is divine. Spar? Right here? Right now? But you're soaked. A warrior should not worry about such things. Battles can be fought in the lashing rain or beneath the burning sun, but they must be fought. Piffed. But she just wants to show off her goods. I'm going to regret this. I sighed deeply as I took on a combative stance, certain that something was going to end up going wrong. Soaked as she was, fighting against me, someone who uses grapples and throws, she's particularly asking for trouble. This is a perfect opportunity. Sometimes your greatest strength can become your worst enemy. Get in here, Takehiro. We will spar like this, knee deep in water. This will be a fine test of your skills. The girl made her way to the edge of the water and grabbed a discarded mop. It took a lot of willpower not to glance at her soaked finger as her clothes clung to her body. But eventually, I made it to the water, taking a defensive stance as she moved back towards the center of the pool. Narumi, if you interfere, I will inform Ultra-Sama of the fate of his dearly beloved old teddy bear. The one you used as a la 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 la, no one has to hear anything. Fine. I'll stay put. You'll need someone to hold in your body from the water once Takeru-kun's done with you. Anyway. Isn't that blackmail? Oh, it's blackmail, alright. Now prepare yourself. The attack came a lot faster than I anticipated. The wooden shaft aimed squarely at my midsection and hit me straight and hard, knocking me back a few steps. I hissed as the pain of the impact spread, flexing my arms out. Mio sloshed forward, waves of water splashing aside as she stomped onwards. I pushed myself upwards, dodging another strike to my left. Go, Takahiko-kun. I moved in closer, trying to make her thrust less effective thanks to the length of the mop handle, and aimed a blow towards her shoulder. To my surprise, she took the hit without moving an inch. If you're not gonna put everything you have into this, you might as well stop calling yourself a man. My eyes narrowed a bit, but my eyes are a bit, and I pulled back as a wide strike sought to slam into my side. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted. Growling, I felt my anger flare. I quickly lashed out, smacking the mop handle away forcefully, and used the opportunity to get close once more. I managed to land a few jabs against her midsection and one to her shoulder, before darting backwards as fast as I could in the water. She appeared winded for a moment or two, before she spun the mop in her hands, pushing forwards again. Takahiko-kun, Takahiko-kun, Takahiko-kun. Her next strike was a downward slash, which I caught between my hands. With a grin, I pulled hard on the stick and flung my foot upwards in an attempt to land a kick. She did the only sensible thing and let go of the mop, which let me toss it aside with ease. A swordswoman without a sword can't hope to beat an experienced martial artist. This match is lost. Surrender. I suppose I have no choice. As soon as she said that, she spun around, lashing her leg upwards at a roundhouse kick that caught my jaw, knocking me back and almost landing me on my rear. Overconfidence gets you killed. The fight isn't over until your opponent is down. She stood in front of me, her fists raised in a stance I did not recognize. She was quicker with a flatter weapon than with. I didn't stand a chance of beating her. Her kicks were powerful, as the ache in my jaw reminded me, and she had plenty of stamina to go off on. The only way I could stop her was to use that. That's not the only way to win a fight, you know. I stepped forward purposely. I didn't need to attack her, just to get close. A few steps and I had her right where I needed her, cornered and unable to get past me. I took another step. She darted to one side, trying to get past my blockade. I looped an arm around her waist and braced myself for the counterattack I knew would follow. My left leg applied pressure against her knees, sending her down onto him, while my other arm grabbed her arms high above her head, my weight pressed against her body. No! Yay, Takahiko-kun used the submission hold. I held her tightly, but not enough to cause pain. All I had to do was lower my right hand, which in turn would put pressure on her body. I did so slowly, showing her what she was up against. Did you give up? Fine, you win. I grinned widely, chuckling to myself as I slowly helped her to my feet, gradually releasing my hold. But try not to struggle when I release you, otherwise. But it was too late. Before I had a chance to warn her about the problem that would, particularly with that particular hold, she pulled away from my grip. The angle of her arms and the tightness of my arm around her waist caused her clothes to tighten as she pulled away. Alright, so you can do this. Blood circulation had a tendency of getting cut off, occasionally causing people to faint. In this case, however, it was her clothes that had paid the price for her patience. Oh wow. RIP. As the girl turned to face me, her clothes tore, scattering into tiny pieces in the wind. I'm sure it did. Time seemed to slow us to a halt as Mia looked down on herself and let out a scream and barely managed to cover herself. Mia, you... I try to warn you, this is some kind of secret judo technique. Those are some big lasagnas. you stay back. Narumi. Yes, Mio-chan? Please, give me a change of clothes. Yes, right away. I'll be back as soon as possible. I promise. For some reason, I'm feeling less like a hero and more like a villain. Narumi quickly rushed off, leaving Mio and myself to ourselves. It felt different from last night. I felt like I was walking on thin ice, as though one wrong word and she would begin to resent me the way she resented these spirits. Sorry, I really didn't mean for it to end up like this. It was just accidents. So you found my weakness, huh? No, I swear it was just an accident. That hole usually just makes clothes, just makes your clothes tighter. Not that. I can't move. I have perfected every area of being cool and unrelenting, except nakedness. It's embarrassing. I tried that. Let's see. Preferences. No. I don't think you'd have anything you need to hide. I mean, you should be proud of your body. It's not like that. The thought of people staring at me makes me feel dizzy. Like I can barely think. I actually admire that about Narumi. She doesn't have a single ounce of shame in her. Well, I think Narumi-chan will be the exception. Most girls will probably get embarrassed at being naked. I'm sure Narumi-chan will be here with your clothes soon. I am not most girls. I shouldn't get incapacitated this easily. This is infuriating. I flying clam. I lose all control of myself. I'm not sure, but maybe it's something you'll be able to train, a weakness to overcome. It's beautiful full screen. Crone. Can we do it now? Perhaps if you see. Oh shit! She began stammering uncontrollably, blushing from ear to ear, unable to finish her sentence. I began to panic. I never seen a girl get this worked up before. I think it would be better if you asked Narumi-chan about that. Chrono boner, please. But that won't work. I don't get like this when there's only girls around. I guess, but I felt as though every male in both worlds were cursing me for my indecisiveness. Croner. You guys, please. Oh, so subtle. At this moment, a pretty girl stood before me, suggesting that I look at her naked. All for the sake of making her less embarrassed in the future. How could I call myself a man if I had declined such an invitation? Yeah! But are you really okay with me? I can't think of anyone else to do it. Please, Takahiro-kun, look at me. Taking this. I didn't pick this game at all. This was gifted to me. I knew nothing about this game. Except I looked at the tags. But that was it. You guys, I don't... Whatever. Chrono de Bone. Was this really happening? Was this really happening? If it was... Oh, if it was, this is the best type of training I had ever ever experienced. As Mio began to move her arm, I turned my head. Unfortunately, at that very moment, the door slammed open, and in walked in Mayuko and Machiko wrapped in towels. It was nice of the elder Sama to allow us to use these baths. It would be nice to Takehiro. Yeah. Takuni and the Tsundere are doing naughty things. Wait, this is not what it looks like. Ah. And with that, the girl fainted again, slipping into the water before I had a chance to react. How lewd. It took a considerable amount of effort to convince the others that nothing unholy had been taking place. Thanks to Narumi's testimony, coupled with Mio's apparent habit of freezing, they believed me. However, as I turned to leave, Narumi dragged me off to the side. It seemed like she wanted me to come see her later that evening in return for saving my hide. I couldn't really see a way for me to weasel me out of that, so I reluctantly agreed. That evening, I excused myself and made my way to Narumi's home, knocking lightly on the door. Hey Narumi-chan, are you there? Just a moment, the door's open, but don't come in yet. Curious, I found myself wondering what the girl had planned. Perhaps she was preparing a meal, or something to surprise me with. Some sort of present, or maybe she just wanted to talk. Whatever the reason might have been, Narumi's voice once again sounded from within the house. Okay, you can come in now, Takehiro-kun. Feeling kind of excited, I opened the door and walked in. The door sliding shut behind me. The room was darker than I remembered, and it occurred to me to hunt for a light. Foolishly, I began searching for a light switch when I remembered that something like that was unlikely to exist here. I managed to locate a small lamp and a nearby box of matches, lighting it with ease. Turn around, Takehiro-kun. Oh my. Okay. I turned around and my eyes bulged. Standing before me was Narumi, only she seemed to be dripping. Taking in the view, I let out a shriek. For a moment, I expected to see the slime girl, but then I noticed the smell of chocolate in the air. Please, tell me you're not possessed by some kind of chocolate spirit. Hi, Curie, you're right. I instinctively found my eyes drifting along Narumi's chocolate-coated figure, trying to find any sign that a spirit would be involved. When I found none, I felt myself growing increasingly nervous. This is two girls, one cup. Embarrassing, no. No, it's just chocolate. Of course not, silly. Don't you like it? Don't you think it tastes me all sweet and delicious? Well, I mean, you're sweet and all, and not just because it's chocolate. What in the world happened? You're dismayed, don't be. Thank you. Don't worry about the little details. Do you want to taste? Taste? Yeah, that's what I was told anyway. You put something tasty on your body and you let someone else eat it. That's how you get close to people in your world, right? I think it was called intimate. Hold on. Did someone tell you to do this? Because you do realize there's no way this won't turn into I stood as Narumi stepped closer, her pose causing me to swallow, trying my best to resist the temptation. At this rate, getting a stomach... Wait. What? I guess that... Guess that's a stomach ache? Getting a stomach ache from eating all that chocolate would be the least of my worries. What's wrong, Takehiro-kun? Don't you want to be friends? Or don't you like chocolate? I have some honey too if you prefer that. I love chocolate, but I don't think honey would be any better. I don't get it. What's wrong? Is it because of me? I bet if Mio or Chichan did something like this, he'd be eating away right now. The day Mio-san Coasters of chocolate would be as the day Felix fly. Haha, yeah. Should never do something like this. But I still don't get why you're not enjoying this. Did I do something wrong? Narumi-chan, you see, this is usually something people do when, you know. Oh! Oh, wow. Wow. So I guess I missed a pretty big, didn't I? Oh. I was gonna kick that, I'm gonna kick that Shrine Spirit's butt next time I see her. Huh. Wait, Shrine Spirit? Did Suri put you up to this? Yeah. She told me this went off a spawn or something. Well, I guess we shouldn't let all chocolate go to waste. Narumi, I need to talk to you about what the hell is going on here? Your voice captain is possessed by a chocolate spirit. Chocolate. Do I look like an idiot? This is because of earlier, isn't it? No, it's not. I promise. Someone just gave me really bad advice. Really? Well then, allow me to give you some good advice. Go and get yourself cleaned up now, before anyone else sees you like this. I see Yamasune. Too but not lewd enough. Honestly. You are the face of this village. You could have been called to defend it at any moment. Do you think yourself capable in a state like that? Like this? Blah. I think most people would. Well, if you guys like, I could potentially play Fate Stay Night, but it's so long, especially the last route. The last route is so long, but like, I don't know. Oh my god. I don't know if I have it on my computer. Probably on my external hard drive. Excuse me while I take a swig of water. Oh yeah, okay. I am not finished. Narumi, you are sleeping in my spare room tonight. Takahito, clean up this mess. If you do not complete this task before morning, you will not get to sleep. Katawa Shoujo. Oh yeah.